A divorce is always a messy thing no matter how you slice it, but did you know divorce does not end your responsibility for a mortgage? Oh no. Real estate expert Chae duPont from the law offices of Morris duPont is here to explain why. All right, so you both sign the note for the home loan.
Right,
okay.
Exactly.
And
then, unfortunately, a divorce happens.
A divorce happens.
Right.
But you hear a lot about people saying, I'm going to buy the other one out. So your responsibility obviously ends there.
If you satisfy the note, that's when your responsibility ends. So there's the husband and wife on the note. They buy the house together, and they both sign the note, the promissory, not the mortgage, which is the lien on the real property, but the note, the IOU. They both sign the note. They both have qualified for the promissory note, so they sign that. Then, unfortunately, a divorce happens, and in the final judgment, the judge says, husband is going to be responsible for the mortgage payments. So wife says, well, I'm released of liability.
But she's not?
No. The judge can't decide and release her of liability on the note. Only the mortgage company can do that. If the mortgage company sues her because he defaults on it, she can maybe go back and include the husband and include him in the lawsuit and say, wait, he was supposed to be responsible, but the mortgage company is still going to include her in any lawsuit because she's still liable under the note. Only the satisfaction of that mortgage or a loan modification that releases her, which is, by the way, very rare, that's the only way that she can be released of personal liability. Or I'm doing this as an example, it's vice versa, obviously.
Sure,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are under the mistaken impression, well, I have a final judgment of divorce that says I'm no longer responsible for the mortgage payments, so I'm released. Au contraire. Only.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yes.
So what is the person who thinks they're released from the promissory note do?
Well, they can make sure that the loan is satisfied and the person who's left with the mortgage payments gets a new mortgage that's only in their name, so a refinance by the one individual who's left being responsible for the mortgage payments. But in this day and age with negative equity on properties, it's so hard to refinance.
Right.
So possibly a loan modification, but really I always say the best thing to do in a divorce, unfortunately, is to sell the house. And then everybody goes their separate ways.
Start fresh. But then, you know, you have the question of children.
Yes.
And children that the person who thinks they're getting the house wants to keep those kids growing up in that house. So, you know, what are they to do?
Well, truly, on average, in the United States, people stay in a home an average of 7 years. So chances are the children are going to experience a second, third, possibly even a fourth home in their childhood anyway. So it's really, the stability is in the parents and the consistency with the parents. It's not in the actual home.
What can you do for a divorcing couple who's having this problem?
We can talk about whether or not they can refinance the property, and if they can't refinance the property, then how are we going to monitor that one party is making the mortgage payments so that the other party is not adversely affected? Because of course, if one party does default and they're supposed to be responsible for the mortgage payments, you haven't contacted the mortgage company in a long time, you could be in trouble with your credit score.
All right, if you want to get in touch with the very smart Chae duPont, contact the law firm of Morris duPont. The number's right there on your screen, 1-800-974-2712.